Welcome, Norwich community. My name is Rich Turnbull. I'm the event coordinator at Norwich City School District. Today, we're here to talk about EDU rooms. And I have three guests with me. I have the privilege to have Jen Oliver, Stanford J. Gibson principal. And I have the lead teacher from Stanford J. Gibson, Melissa Perry. And we have a parent with us today, Nicole Eisman. So I thank you all for being with us. We're going to just have an informal conversation about how our community can be involved with EDU rooms and how they get involved with EDU rooms, because it is a wonderful platform that we have and we utilize here at the Norwich City School District. So without further ado, Jen, can you introduce to us the platform of EDU rooms?
Of course. Thank you, everybody, for joining us and watching this video. Happy to say that we finally have a place where all of our secure information for the safety of our staff, our students, and our caregivers can all go to one place to find out about district events, school events, fun things, alerts, delays, snow days, lots of things that you're going to want to know about. Sometimes this will come in the form of a text message. So that's how I can get it out to families. So if you're signed up, it can happen through that. Sometimes it'll come in the form of an email from me. I know that I'll be sending my newsletter every month through this app. So your email is attached to this app. That's how we get our information out to you. I know that can be a little confusing. It's one of the challenges that we're noticing, that if you don't have, we don't have the correct email address, if there's a letter or a number, one thing that's off, it does mess with that connection. Right on our website, what you can find is a place where you can find FAQs on rooms that can help you navigate some of the typical challenges that you might face trying to get onto the app and have that two-way communication with your teacher.
Thanks. So I think Melissa's going to walk us through the step process of signing up for EDU rooms. So again, caregivers, make sure your emails are correct. That is a huge problem that we face here at the Norwich City School District, and we want you to be able to get all the messages. Jen, how often do we use this? Do we send messages, daily?
I think it depends on the situation. For me, it's either monthly or biweekly. You'll get something from me. From the teachers, it does depend on the time of year, depends on the teacher. It depends on how many kids you have in the district. But I can tell you, I currently have one in the district. I probably get a message from the teacher once a week. I changed my settings on my notifications so that I can receive those messages and it pops up right on my phone. That's another thing that helps navigate those type of things.
Thanks. Melissa, you want to show us? You want to show us how to set up EDU rooms for our community?
Yes. So the first step would be to download the app. So you can find that in the App Store on your cell phone or on one of your devices. Then once the app is downloaded, over on the side, you'll have a menu option, and that's where you're going to be able to change your notifications for your, how you want it set up for your or for your child. So here is where you would then, once you hit the menu button, then you would go over and you would click your settings button. And then in the settings, you can change your notification preferences. And then there you can select messages on. So that's if the teacher is going to message you, then you will be able to receive that message and it'll come up with like a red #1 symbol that you have a message that's waiting for you to review. You can change your announcements to on. And then down at the bottom, there is a section that says groups. If you click on the groups, that's where you're going to see the different buildings. So if you only want to receive notifications from, say, Perry Brown, you would click on Perry Brown. And that's the only building that you'll be receiving the notifications from. Or you can select the Norwich City School District and you'll receive all of the notifications from every single building, which is helpful when you have kids across the district. Then when you go back out to your main screen again, you would hit the toggle down at the bottom there where it goes over to rooms. And that's where your communication is with your child's teacher. So if you click on that, then here you'll see that I have 3 kids in the school district, so their names are all above. Nicole has more than 3 kids in her school district right now, so all of her kids' names will be up at the top. And you'll be able to toggle between each one of those just by simply touching it, just like you would your cell phone. It's just, it's very user-friendly. Then there is a section for the classes. At the elementary level, it's mainly the homeroom, the main office. Sometimes you'll see a specials on there for, science or art or music. At the secondary level, that's where you're going to get into every single subject area. So for my other kids, they have English 11 or, social studies, global. So that'll all be in there where you can go hit it. Right here is that example of having a message in the Rooms app. So you'll see the number 1 is red. So I actually had a message from my child's teacher. So if you click on that, then it'll take you to messages. Here is another part of it. So if you click on your student and you click on announcements, then it'll bring you to this page. And there you can toggle between the announcements and messages with the teacher. And then those are the announcements that they're pushing through from that Google Classroom. So when Mr. Turnbull sends you a message, it's going to go right here onto the screen where it says announcements. And then if you get into the messaging, this is a lot like Facebook Messenger. So if you click on the add button there at the top, you are going to then be able to select the teacher. So I was in global. I selected the teacher. Then I'm able to select Mr. Christie's name. And then you are able to start typing a message to Mr. Christie once you hit the bottom button. And then you just hit send. So it's a lot like our normal messengers. It's not difficult to use. And then we have the next selection, which is class. So if you do click on class, this is that drop-down menu where then you can actually select whatever class you want. So if I wanted to message my son's art teacher, I would just click on art and then go into the art and go into messages, and then I can send them a message. And then here's the stream. So this is a part that you'll see at the middle school and high school level. There's a stream at Stanford Gibson and Perry Brown. We do not have a stream. We have an announcements. So that is the main difference between the 4 buildings. And that's it.
Well, so Melissa, as a teacher, have you found the feature of Rooms effective? Do you have a lot of communication with parents?
Yes, I do. I am able to talk to my parents on the weekends and in the evenings. And in my position, because I'm a self-contained special ed teacher, I feel like it's very useful for families, especially when they have a question about their, son or daughter, and it's, something that I can answer for them. It's very quick for them just to send me a message and for me to send them a message back. It's a lot like getting a text message. And instead of it being in an unsecure environment on your phone, it's in the app, which is more secure.
Now, you mentioned me, right, earlier in your speech about how Mr. Turnbull can use this or whatever as a teacher. So I believe I have my Google Classroom linked to this. I know I do. So I post assignments in Google Classroom. So yep. I would assume, right, Melissa, that you get to see your students' assignments when the teachers post them. So perhaps if the Perry kids don't do their homework assignments, Mom and Dad might see that. Is that correct?
That is correct, and that has happened before.
That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen.
It has happened, and so it's kind of a nice check for us, as parents. You can click on it to see, like, did you do this assignment? And then they look at you like, how did you know there was an assignment? So it's nice for us as like that conversation piece at the dinner table. Like if you're going through and you're like, wow, you had several, messages today from your teacher that they posted all these assignments. Did you do them? And, it's a good check. And then they know that you're watching and you're looking at what they're doing. Because at the elementary level, we communicate with parents all the time. And the kids here know that. At the middle school and high school, it doesn't happen all the time to the frequency that it does here. So that's just always a good check for them to say, like, hey, I'm watching you still.
Okay, let's bring Nicole into the conversation. Nicole, how's your experience with EDU Rooms been? Have you enjoyed it? How's your experience? I mean, I believe Melissa said you're a parent of multiple grade levels. So at the elementary level, we've talked a lot about, the secondary level. What's your experience? How have you enjoyed EDU Rooms, and what's it been like at the elementary level?
Yes, we actually really enjoy using the EDU rooms. It is much simpler when we need to reach out to teachers or get announcements, alerts about the school. I don't have to worry about, like, especially with my child being absent or whatnot, I can just go right into the app and I can text the front office and say, hey, my son's not feeling well today, or my son's got a doctor's appointment, or whatnot, and we won't be in here today. And I don't have to worry about getting the phone call and having to talk to somebody. It's a lot easier in that respect. My younger kids, I can text or message their teacher and sometimes get a response right away. Sometimes, after school, I can message my kids' teachers on the weekends. I could talk to them about whatever my kid is going through, or schoolwork, or if they left something at school, or did my kid leave his iPad there, that kind of stuff. And it's just so much simpler than, okay, well, the school day is going on and I can't call the teacher because they're in the middle of class. No, I can just get right on the app and I can message them, and it's so much easier.
Was the sign up process easy? Because that's always the trouble with technology, right? That I didn't fill something out correctly or what. So was the sign up easy as a parent?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty easy. We've had it so far this year. Sorry. We've
That's
had
okay.
it all through last year. So it was pretty easy, and we really enjoy using it. So
If a parent signs up and they're just not getting these messages, what's a good way for them to troubleshoot this? Is there a contact at the school district? Should they contact the school principal? Who should they contact?
So they can send a message to their kid's teacher, whether it's a note or an email. And then the teacher can send home a QR code to those parents, and they just have to scan it with their cell phone, and it'll help them with the setup process. And then if they have any more further questions, there's a tech help number as well.
And it's right on the website as well, Rich. So there's a whole section for rooms, FAQs, like I said before, typical challenges they may have, but also if you've worked with the classroom teacher, you're still having an issue and you're both needing more support, feel free to call your child's main office. Our secretaries are going to be trained in supporting through some of those technical issues to make sure that all of our families are engaged in getting the communications.